Hey everyone, it's Dave. I'm out for a little walk again today and thought I'd take you along and just talk Dolphins for just a minute here as we go along. It's Friday. Game is tonight. Should be interesting to see what comes of it. Now, the reason I really wanted to do this little video cast was I wanted to address some of my detractors. Some people out there go, well, you're a hater. Why are you rooting for the Dolphins team? Why are you doing this? And the reality is, I've always been a Dolphins fan. I've been a Dolphins fan my whole life. You know, it's something that I'm passionate about. And when I started my website, I started it in 1994, I think. So it's been on the web, on this World Wide Web thing for like 17 years now. And when I started, it was really a labor of love. It was a passionate thing I had because I love the Dolphins. Don Shula was still here. Dan Marino was still here. It was really something. And I continued to do the site over time, over the next, 10 years or so from there. And then at some point I just kind of got bored with it and I was like, wow, I'm tired of doing this site. I like talking about the team, but I'm just bored with doing this. It gets old after a while. And I kind of moved to, working with some of the other fan sites out there and doing some posting to forums instead of actually doing my own site for a while. Then I kind of switched back to doing my own site. I was just doing clever little updates, like Ricky Williams getting to his 1,000 yards and whatever. And did that kind of stuff for a while. And then moved back to doing my site again a year later and had a kind of renewed passion for it. But the team had changed at that point. Now Dave was having his struggles and we were seeing a different team. And the team continued to regress after that. I don't think you could ever say there's been progress made since that team was fielded under Dave when they had that one playoff year in whatever it was, 2000 and, no, I guess it would have been 99 or something like that, whatever it was. When Ricky first got here. Maybe it was 2001, and they lost the playoff game. It's one of those things where you just kind of look at it and you go, wow, it's kind of sad. Because I want this team to succeed. I want them to do well. I really want to wish them the best, and I want them to have success year over year. But ever since Joe Robbie sold the team, or the Robbie family sold the team since Joe Robbie died, the team just has not been the same. It's been an odd sort of series of circumstances for them, and everything that could go wrong essentially has gone wrong. They've just been kind of running in place and maybe even running backwards sometimes. And as I look at that, I go, how did it get to that point? I put a long history of what happened to the team on my website, my blog, probably, back in March or so, everything that's happened since Joe Robbie died. And I look at that and I look back at that every once in a while and I go, wow, it's sort of a nice little history lesson. And I want the team to do well, and I want them to succeed, and I want them to have good things happen to them. I want them to win a Super Bowl. They haven't won a Super Bowl in a long time. They haven't won a playoff game in this century, and I want them to do well. But I just feel like they're not going anywhere. And it almost feels to me like right now, they just don't seem like they're going anywhere at this point. You've still got essentially the same team you had last year. They went 1-7 at home and 6-10 overall. And you look at them and you go, what are they going to do? Are they going to be any better this year? Yes, they added a few pieces, and people say it's addition by subtraction, and they have more team speed. I got a little stat for you here. Brian Hartline was one of the fastest players at Ohio State when he was there. Ted Ginn was the only consistently faster player than him, but I believe Brian Hartline beat him in a couple of events that they had at different times. So, you kind of take it for what it's worth. Is he, are they really not fast? What does speed mean anyway on a football field? I heard Terrell Suggs talking, sometime during the offseason. He was saying that his belief is, you just have to be fast enough to catch the guy. That's all that matters. 40-yard dash time, who cares? It doesn't really matter. So I'm still a skeptic when they say we're faster, because I don't know what that means to this team. Still have Chad Henne. He's still a question mark in my mind. Maybe he turns out to be a great quarterback. And if he does, that's great, and more power to him, and more power to the Dolphins if they can get something out of him and have some success. But we'll see. But in the meantime, I'm going to continue to be a little bit pessimistic about my viewpoint. I want them to succeed. If they do succeed, then I will eat crow, because I've been pessimistic and I shouldn't be. So we'll see where it goes. So that's what I had to say. Hopefully they have a good showing tonight and things work out well. And that's all I got. See ya.